Do open houses actually work, or are they for nosy neighbors and cookies? Before you spend your weekend cleaning up the home and getting ready for an open house, let's talk about if they actually work. All right, so this seems to be a question that I get a lot, and I'm going to give you all the answers, and it's going to be 100% honest. No fluff, no none of that. We're going to get to the truth of the matter here when it comes to open houses. All right, so just to go over some pros of open houses, you're going to get increased exposure, which you're going to get more foot traffic through the home, especially on that first weekend that is listed, that has been on the market. Nobody's really seen it yet. You pop an open house up, and then hopefully the hope is that everybody will flock to the home to check it out because you've got it open on a Saturday. They've got nothing else better to do, or maybe they're out house hunting and they're actually looking for open houses. Then you're going to get some foot traffic through there. And this is also going to be a low pressure environment for a buyer to walk through the home, check it out, and maybe they're with their agent or maybe they're not. But at the same time, it's going to be kind of a low pressure, not very awkward, just as long as you're not like following them around while they're walking through the house like creepy. But anyways, that's a whole nother story. It's a low pressure environment. They can come in, check out the home. There's no obligation. They don't have to do anything. So it's going to be a good opportunity for them to look at the home and see whether or not they're interested. Now, another pro for the agent that is actually doing the open house is that buyers might come through the home that are not represented by an agent. This is a good opportunity for them to actually pick up clients and help them find a home if that home that they're doing an open house at is not the home for that client. Does it sell the house? Maybe. But at the end of the day, it's more so for that agent to get other buyer clients that they can help with other homes, not the specific home that they're doing an open house at. So it can also create a buzz and a sense of urgency when it comes to putting in an offer on the home. Maybe a buyer walks in, there's several other buyers checking out the home, asking questions, talking about possibly putting in an offer. Then that buyer kind of gets that little FOMO going on. They don't want to miss out on the house because somebody else is about to put in an offer, so they got to put in an offer real quick. And so it can create a little bit of a buzz there and kind of give buyers a sense of urgency if there are other buyers in the home looking at it, talking, asking questions, and that kind of stuff. Yes, there is a purpose for an open house, but at the end of the day, if it is to actually sell that home or not, it's to be determined. And I think we're about to do that right now. Now we're going to jump into the cons. And the first one is going to hit kind of hard. Open houses rarely ever sell that home. I've been doing this for almost 7 years, and honestly, I think I've maybe written up a contract on the house that I was doing an open house at one time. It's just to get buyers. When I'm sitting in that open house for a couple hours on a Saturday, it's in hopes that buyers will come through. Yes, if I sell the home, that is amazing. That is actually the ultimate goal. We would love to do that. But reality is, it's really just to get buyers in there so you can maybe talk to them about what they're looking for and kind of take them to look at other homes if that one is not right for them. I know it's crazy. A lot of people think open houses are to actually sell that home, but in reality, I hate to tell you, it's not. All right, so another con is going to be security concerns. So let's say the people are living in the home, it's occupied, they have their personal belongings in the house. This is a point where me as an agent, I will actually walk through the home with the people that are coming in. If it's a vacant home and there's not really anything in the house, then I'm not really too concerned with people taking stuff or anything like that. And yes, side note, it's sad that we even have to talk about this, about people taking stuff out of other people's homes, but it has happened. So me personally, if I'm doing an open house on a home that is occupied and there's personal belongings in there, I will walk around with the people as they come in the home. I really don't care if it's awkward or it makes them feel weird. It's just part of it. I want to make sure that the homeowner stuff is protected and that nothing happens to that just because we were doing an open house. Another con is going to be unqualified visitors. So just because somebody comes to an open house doesn't mean they're in the market for a home or that they've been pre-approved or that they could even qualify to buy a home. Really, you never know until you actually talk to those people, get them in touch with a lender. It's a whole process that you have to go through until you can actually find out whether they can really purchase that home or any home for that matter by them just coming into an open house. So again, like I said, a lot of agents use open houses as more of a kind of lead generation tool versus versus actually getting the home sold. It's a great strategy when it comes to finding buyers, but as for the seller and getting their home sold, it's not as effective as a lot of sellers think that it is. And it's unfortunate, but that's just the fact of the matter. And it's something that as a real estate agent, I do every now and then. Again, yes, I would love to sell that home for the seller, but at the end of the day, it's probably not going to happen from an open house. Now, you might have an agent bring one of their buyers through and they might be really interested in it and you could maybe negotiate a deal with them. But as far as the average buyer walking in saying, yes, I want to sign a contract and buy this home right now, it's just very rare. So according to the National Association of Realtors, only 2 to 7% of homes are sold at an open house or from an open house. So that's not very high odds when it comes to selling a home from an open house. The facts are the facts. And again, they can be useful as part of a larger marketing strategy, but at the end of the day, it's really just to generate new buyer leads as they come through the home. Hopefully they don't have an agent, and then that agent can start working with them and potentially find them a home that they do like. All right, so some pro tips here for open houses. If you are going to have an open house, then you want to make sure that you kind of do these things to make sure you have the best results from that open house and have the best possible chance of selling the home at the open house. So open houses are going to work best when the home is priced right. You've got it ready for an open house. You've got everything looking like it should. You've got it show ready. You've got it smelling good in there. You've got it looking good. You got all the lights on. The curb appeal is there. You want to make sure this house looks the best it possibly can when you're doing an open house, because when these people come through, we want to blow their socks off and make sure that the house stands out and it's going to be at the top of their list of ones that they want to buy. And also, when you do an open house, you need to pair this with a good marketing strategy for the actual open house itself. So if you just go out to a home, stick some signs in the ground and sit around and wait for people to come, you're probably not going to have a very good turnout. So what I typically do is a few days before the open house, I blast this out on social media, everywhere that I can possibly put it. I put it in the MLS, so anybody looking at the home, whether it's on Zillow, Realtor.com, or their agent sends it to them, they're all going to see that there's an open house on this date at this time. That way we can possibly get the most people coming through that home as we possibly can, and you get the foot traffic that you need to. If you are going to sell it at open house, that's the best way that you can set yourself up to do it. Get as many people in there as you possibly can, and hopefully one of those people will like the home enough that they will put in an offer, whether they're working with another agent or they just come by themselves. Give yourself the best odds to get it sold. Is it going to sell? Probably not, but we do want to at least try. And then you can ask your agent, me, how we can target those buyers that are pre-approved and get them into the home. So we can sit down, come up with a game plan and a strategy for the open house to where it's not just for me to get buyer clients from having the open house, but actually have a real chance of selling the home. I know the statistics don't really back that up, and I can't guarantee that we will get the home sold from an open house, but we can put in the steps to have at least the best chance to sell it from the open house as we possibly can. So maybe you're thinking about listing your home. You're wondering if an open house is worth the squeeze, so to speak. Well, we can jump on a call. Give me a call, shoot me a text at 478-888-7808. We can come up with a strategy that will possibly work for your home and have that open house and hopefully be able to get your home sold.